Jessie V. So I'm kind of excited about this video because the research for it was really interesting for me, but it's also kind of scary, and being alone in a house talking about ghosts and stuff, just like, ooh, I don't know, it's weird, but like also exciting. I'm a weird one. But yeah, today we're going to be talking about some real ghosts that haunt rides at Disneyland and Disney World. Because as you can imagine, rides are sometimes very dangerous, so there have been some accidents that have occurred at Disneyland and Disney World, and the people that died on these rides or by these rides still haunt it, which I don't know, like that's kind of cool, right? Like, would you go to a ride knowing a ghost is haunting it, or would you be freaked out by that? I think I'd be both. But anyways, we're gonna start with Disney World, mostly because I've been there before, so it's kind of interesting to me to hear about these ghosts. Oh, and a lot of these ghosts I actually have pictures of or videos of, so that's also really interesting. I'm just gonna like move to the side a bit just so I can put like pictures and different stuff here. But the first one we're gonna talk about is the Pirates of the Caribbean ride. It opened December 15th, 1973, and I actually didn't know it was that old. I thought maybe it opened in maybe the 90s or something, but no, it's a really old ride. And the ghost that haunts this ride is actually probably one of the most popular ghosts at Disney World. I feel like most people already know about this ghost, and his name is George. George is said to be the ghost of a Disney cast member who died in the early 70s while working on a piece in the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction so it could open in the Magic Kingdom. Some say he was crushed, and other versions of the story say he fell from the top of the attraction's burning city in one of the final big scenes. And it's just weird to read this because I was actually in that ride before, so I remember that exact part, like where the burning city was. For those of you who have been on that ride, you probably do as well. And the other weird thing that I read is, to this day, cast members who work on the Pirates of the Caribbean ride do this thing to sort of honor George. Every morning someone tells George good morning, and in the evening someone tells George good night over the PA system. And it is said that if George is not told good morning, the Pirates of the Caribbean attraction will have issues throughout the day with breakdowns and more. And if George isn't wished a good night, the attraction has been known to come on overnight and certain parts will be running the next morning. So that's definitely really creepy, so I understand why these cast members are still making sure to do that, because obviously you do not want to run into any problems with the ride. But yeah, it says the cast members have said to have seen a ghostly apparition on ride monitors in the Pirates of the Caribbean, but nothing ever in real life. They've also heard mysterious footsteps or phone calls from the control room when no one is there. Guests have also said they feel his presence a lot, especially around the burning city, like I said before, because that's where he hangs out. They usually feel a chill, and that's how they know he's around. There's actually a picture that I found online of this girl and her brother that rode the ride in 2013, and she says that she captured ghost spirits sitting between them. It's like this eerie mist. So I saw that and I was like, oh my gosh, like imagine just taking a picture of you and your sibling and finding this afterwards. Like, if that's not evidence, I don't know what is. I also found a comment online. It's this girl that says, so I heard that if you're riding Pirates of the Caribbean and you say, I don't believe in George, the ride will break down. So next time you're at Disney World, do not say that phrase. Just avoid it. So the next ride we're going to talk about is the Disney World Haunted Mansion. This ride was built October 1st, 1971, so it seems like the really old rides are the ones that seem to be haunted, which, I mean, it makes sense, right? I did go on this ride as well when I went to Disney World. I think I went back in 2005, so it's been quite a long time. But I remember getting on this ride and my sister crying throughout the entire thing. Not even crying, like screaming. She was screaming through the entire ride. Everyone around us was getting annoyed. She just was terrified of it. She did not like it at all. But anyways, this ride is haunted by a little boy ghost, which is actually creepier to me than George, because like little children ghosts, just, I don't like it. Rumor has it that years ago, a woman approached Disney saying that one of her sons had been killed and that he had absolutely loved the haunted mansion. She wanted to spread his ashes in the mansion, but Disneyland of course said no. So the woman got on the ride and at some point dumped the ashes out anyway. This story may not be true, but this is what people believe about this haunted mansion ride. So this lady didn't even care what Disney World said. She was like, I'm gonna put his ashes there anyway, which is like, I don't know, it's just messed up, you know? So there is a picture which literally gives me the chills. If you guys get freaked out easily, I wouldn't look at this. But there is a picture that a woman took on this ride, and she actually captured the face of the little boy ghost. And this is exactly what she said. As you can see in the photo, it appears as though a child is peeking his head out of the doom buggy and looking directly at me. Not only was he not there when I took the picture, there wasn't a child of his age within 20 people in front of me in line. And as you can see, he's only a few doom buggies in front of me. Not only that, what's he doing looking at me? There's no flash and no visible light coming from me. It's all infrared and invisible to the naked eye. I think it's an incredibly spooky photo and I have no idea where that kid came from. I don't know, I mean, if I took a photo of that, I would literally throw out my camera, like no. So the next one we're gonna talk about is Space Mountain, which is at Disneyland. And this was opened May 27th, 1997. And this ride is haunted by a ghost called Mr. One Way, which is a really creepy name for a ghost. Mr. One Way haunts Space Mountain. He is most often described as a friendly ghost who appears in the line as a living person. He's chatting and enjoying the day. Sometimes he's described as a grown man with reddish hair, sometimes as a child. So people either see him as a full-grown adult ghost or a little kid ghost, which is a little bit strange. The child interacts with other guests, but it soon becomes obvious that he is not from our time. The spirit will board the ride next to a single rider but disappear by the end of the ride. So I guess the way that Mr. One Way talks, it sounds like he's not from our time because he'll talk about things that have happened in the past. But anyways, I saw this video of a ride. I'm not too sure if it's Space Mountain or not because I've actually never been on Space Mountain. So those of you who watch this video, please let me know what ride this is. It might actually be Space Mountain. I don't really know. But it's a video of this ghost actually getting onto the ride beside a single passenger and it's just eerie. Here you go. So yeah, I don't know, that looked pretty legit to me, and it's kind of almost funny in a way because like a ghost wants to ride the roller coaster, like okay, ghosts want to have fun too. And then the last one I'm going to talk about occurs at Disneyland, and it's called The Woman in White. A ghost dressed in a 19th century gown has been spotted on Main Street after dark. Legend has it that she guides lost children to the Disneyland Baby Care Center where they can be reunited with their parents. So obviously this is a very good ghost. She guides kids back to their parents, which is awesome, but I did see footage of something at a Disneyland park. I'm not too sure if this is her or not, but it shows there's a hornet outside my window. It's creepy, it's watching me. Anyways, this footage shows like a figure walking through the Disneyland park and it's showing up on all the security cameras. So let me know what you guys think about this. Here you go. Alright guys, so that's all I'm going to talk about today. There were actually a lot more ghosts that are seen at Disneyland and Disney World, so if you want me to talk more about this, definitely give this video a thumbs up. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!